Nebraska Congressman Mike Flood joins us now. Wow, what a reaction, Congressman, to that. It's like these people want to see the failure of every policy, even if they're good policies. And it's entitlement, it's envy, it's wrapped up in this handout, bailout mentality that has gotten to us to a place where you've got a socialist that's running for mayor in New York City, and he actually is leading in the polls right now. What is going on in America?
Well, first of all, these aren't everyday Nebraskans. This is many of the people that were the loudest were the same ones that were at my prior two town halls. And I'll tell you, when I said something to the effect of the heart and soul of working class Americans now runs through the Republican Party, that was a very tough pill to swallow, but it is very true. A lot of the folks that were objecting to work requirements simply aren't in touch with working class America. Nobody in working class America understands why, if you can work, you choose not to work, you still expect free health care, like it just comes out of the sky and you're entitled to it. And so last night in Lincoln, several spirited constituents of mine booed and then cheered when I said, "Is this what you want?" And that's exactly what they want. It's sad, but it's also where the left is today. This is their messaging. This is what they believe. They think they're entitled to this and they shouldn't have to work for it.
But where are they actually going with this, Congressman? We've seen this performative play before. You've got an audience of over 700 people. In order to reach that volume, they've got to plan ahead. But they threw in everything from fascism. This play, where do they go with it?
Well, I told him, I said, fascists don't hold town halls with question and answer sessions. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you're right. This is indivisible. This is 50501. They put out these emails. The chair of the Democratic Party says, "You know what to do," which is code for go into a meeting that a congressman is holding. But by the way, these are 50 people. They're allowed 50 people, maybe 100 at most. But I'm looking into the eyes and the nonverbal communication of all the good people that are sitting there. And I saw people shaking their heads, nodding, saying, yeah, you should have to work if you're able before you expect anything from the Medicaid program. I saw people shaking their heads when I said, I support Israel. I saw people shaking their heads and nodding when I said that we have to protect Medicaid for the most vulnerable. Now, they weren't standing up and they weren't screaming or doing anything like that. But please know, the good people of Nebraska, we're a hardworking state. We do not expect something for nothing. We want the most vulnerable taken care of. We want disabled children or developmentally disabled people or mentally ill people with a persistent mental illness to have the health care that comes with Medicaid, and we're going to protect that. But last night, to your point, it was performative. This is the last of the three town halls I'm doing, and what I hear resoundingly from Nebraskans today, what I've heard from Democrats today in Nebraska is, "We're so sorry you endured that. That is not how we act, and that is not how Nebraska acts."
We just have 1 minute left, Congressman, but I'm glad that you point out there were all kinds of people in the crowd, and it's always the fringe that tend to be the loudest, as we heard there. But we do sort of see a Democrat Party right now that's lost its way. It has a lack of direction, and it keeps gravitating towards the extreme. Is that where the majority is headed for the party?
That's what got the most attention last night, right? And that's why I asked them the question, do you support a 28-year-old who can work and chooses not to work to get free health care? And I got a resounding yes from the loudest folks in the room. And I think that tells the story of where the Democrats are going. Not all Democrats. There's a lot of good, hardworking Democrats that came up to me today and said, "We're sorry you went through that." But the people that are the performative ones at events like this is the playbook. And sadly for them, I don't think Americans are buying it. I'm not buying it. And the people in the 1st District of Nebraska have not bought it.
Thank you, Congressman.
Congressman,
Mike Flood. Now,